Welcome to the Hamsig Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Tuesday, July 10, 2012. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at negative 992. The Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at negative 828. Both of them finishing almost at the lows of the day, which was not good for the market. There were 23 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 10 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. For the volatility, there were 308,000 contracts traded on the VIX today, with 33 million in total premiums paid. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio, on July we saw a 0.93 reading with 36% of the total premiums paid. For August, we saw a 0.28 reading with 46% of the total premiums paid. And in September, we saw a 0.36 reading with 11% of the total premiums paid. Bearish readings to neutral on the front month, but still we saw them coming down as the day went by, so pretty much bearish readings here. Here we have the daily chart for SPX. You can see here we had a big down day today, almost 11 handles for SPX. It was important to see the reversal. It also was an outside day here for SPX. You can see we hold this trend line here on the upside from the recent highs. So it's going to be important to see what happens tomorrow if we're going to keep on holding this trend line and continue to make higher highs. This will continue to be like that, or if we're going to break and actually go lower. So tomorrow is going to be a critical level. Also, if we watch the moving averages, you could see here on the daily chart, we also have the 50-day moving average at here, which was tested today at 1337. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow if we're gonna test that level and break it to the downside. Maybe go and test the 200-day moving average at 1304. So that's gonna be critical here. We also are in a key Fibonacci level. If you look here from the lows of October to the highs that we made this year, we are right now at the 23%. It is at 1341 on SPX. So that's gonna be critical here to hold. You can see we're making higher highs, higher lows, but tomorrow is going to be a key test to see if we're going to continue to hold here on the upside. To get some targets here on the daily chart, we're going to look at SPY. Here you can see we're almost breaking 0-shake line. That's going to be all critical. CI is now turning, looking downwards, and CI dip now negative. Here you could see it. So that's going to be critical. Again, the trend line here we're watching. We're going to see if it holds tomorrow. But so far we're looking at 132.50s and then 130.80. Those are the negative levels below. And on the upside, we're still looking to 137.70 or these highs here, breaking these highs, and then to 139.4. That is the 3 sigma on the daily chart. If we look at the reversal so far on the daily chart, we could see here, let's look at the 5-minute chart. We opened, gapped up, and pretty much at the beginning of the day, 10 minutes after, we started going lower. We could not make highs and then make lows in the morning, pretty much flat throughout the day, then in the afternoon, and then at the close we just sold off pretty hard, bouncing off quite a bit, but still pretty rough day here on the SPY so far. Now we're gonna look at GLD, but we're gonna start with the daily chart here for GLD. A bad day for gold today. You can see here outside day for gold failed at 0 sigma on the daily chart. Now we're looking at if we're gonna maybe go and test here the 48.5 level that we talked about constantly. Again, making lower highs, lower lows. So we're gonna see what happens with here if we're gonna break this level and go here. So the next level we're watching is 150.50, and then we're going to the 148.5 level. If we look at the weekly chart, it's important to see here on the weekly chart for gold. Again, we are on the bottoms of the lows of the week, having some Big resistance at 0 sig line on the weekly chart, almost 20 weeks below this 0 sig line, which is the yellow one. And again, now been like some consolidation. Maybe we're gonna break these lows and see 45, 145, 29 is gonna be the target on the weekly chart on a longer time frame. Important here to look at the moving averages on the weekly chart for gold. You could see here that we're again at the 150 moving average on the weekly chart. It has been resistance now almost 5 times. You can see here 2, 3, and 4. Maybe here we're gonna come and test it tomorrow. One important thing here to watch tomorrow, we have FOMC coming out, so it's gonna be important to watch how gold acts with FOMC and what the Fed has to say. But from the chart here, it looks like a bearish. We're gonna see what happens if it's gonna break here this resistance, maybe go and test the 140 level after that. So keeping an eye here on gold right now. Important here on the daily chart, I'm gonna look at the intraday action for gold because it was pretty important here, the reversal that it had today. We gapped up on the morning, futures were up, and then after that we sold off pretty hard. Kept on selling hard all day, making new lows, and just bounced a little bit after the almost at the close. But you could see here it looks like a bear flag on the 30-minute time frame. So bearish here on gold. Okay, here we have the VIX chart right now. You could see it again, an update 4%, but you could see here failing at 0 sig, just as we did here. So it's going to be critical to watch what tomorrow we're making. If we're going to break that 0 line and continue this bottoming that we're making here on the short term. And also we had an outside day on the VIX, which is important. Looks like from some levels that we're looking on the VIX, we're watching at the 20 level and below at the 15 levels. So those are going to be the 2 levels that we're watching here on the VIX. We have a special offer by TradeStation. Get your Hamsley Analytics proprietary indicators paid by TradeStation. Contact Active Traders office in Chicago, Peter Albino, at the number listed below.